In this video we will be using RankMath to optimize your entire WordPress website. Let me show you what we'll be covering in this tutorial. I'm gonna show you how to set up RankMath properly in the right way. We're gonna talk about all the options and settings in this extensive plugin. I'm also gonna show you how to set up social sharing, the images and the texts. We're gonna talk about all the modules like redirection, sitemaps, schema markup, the 404 monitor, and we're gonna optimize an entire landing page so you know how to get those green check marks and rank your website in the search engines. We're also gonna talk about the content AI from RankMath, and I'm gonna teach you everything about titles, site titles, separators, and meta descriptions so you know how to work with it. Let's optimize your website right now. Log into your WordPress website. If you're still logging in using WP Admin, no, that's not a very safe way, so please watch my tutorial about securing your WordPress website because you don't want to get hacked. On the left side we go to plugins over here and we're gonna press add new. Look for the plugin RankMath. And here we have RankMath SEO Press install now. It's the best WordPress SEO plugin. Actually not exaggerated, it is the best WordPress SEO plugin right now. We press on activate over here. Now you actually want to have a free account because you get keyword suggestions directly from Google. Press connect your account. You can log into Facebook, Google, WordPress.com or use email and password. And if you cannot log in, you can choose to register now over here. Click on it. Use email address, then we're gonna add our name, and we're gonna click on continue and register. And then we press on activate now. Welcome to the RankMath setup wizard. We're gonna choose the advanced version, of course, and we're gonna press start wizard. RankMath can import SEO settings from other SEO plugins that you have been using before. If you don't have one, you don't see this at all. If you do have it, press start import. And then we're gonna press continue. The first thing we need to configure is what is this website. Pick the category that fits your website best. As this is a website completely about apartments, this is gonna be a business website. So we're gonna choose small business site. Now, what a business type do we have? An organization, airline? Well, in this case, we're talking about real estate. And the website name is the name of your website. In our case, Alphabet Apartments. Just fill in your name of your website or your organization. If you have an alternate name, like an acronym or shorter name, just fill it in over there. We don't have it, so I'm going to leave this empty. Then we have a person organization name or your company name in Google's knowledge panel. We want this to be Alphabet Apartments. Then we have a logo for Google. The minimum size is this, and of course it should be a squared image, is preferred by search engines. We're gonna look if we have a logo which is actually square. Let me see. This is not square. Press upload, select my files, a nice square image, and let's change the alt text, very important. And we press use this file. Now we have a beautiful squared image, which is preferred by search engines. Then we have a social share image. If you share your website on WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, or any social media platform, then this image shows up if you haven't specified an image per post or page. It is the standard image. The recommended size is 1200 by 630. So we're gonna create a beautiful picture for this one. Add our upload file. Here we go. Upload file. Then we have a beautiful image, 1200 by 630. Use this file. In this image, make sure to promote your business. So what do? Well, my client rents apartments, so I have chosen for this beautiful apartment and their logo inside of it, and also the deep purple color from their website. If you have added this, press save and continue. And worse, if you don't have the image right now, you can always fill this in later. Then we're gonna connect Google services, which is really important because now it will automatically connect your site with Google Search Console and also Google Analytics. Why is this useful? Well, it will submit sitemaps automatically. So we're gonna press connect Google services, sign in with Google or choose your Google account. And then we're just gonna enable RankMath to do all these things. Scroll down and press continue. Now it might take a while, but then you will see your website over here, alphabetapartments.com. Very good. My client already has another company called Greenstay, which are other apartments. And now we're going to add a property to Google Analytics. So we're going to press create new GA4 property over there, press OK. And then we have a new property called Alphabet. Then we have a data stream called website, really great. So RankMath really configures Google Analytics already for you. So that's amazing. Then we're going to press on install analytics code. And then we're going to exclude logged in users, which is really important, or else your Google Analytics data will be filled with your own visits. And that's not the point of analytics, isn't it? All right, do you want email reports? Yes or no? Yes, I want it. So press save and continue. Over to the sitemaps. Now this is very important because sitemaps are being sent out to the search engine so they know what pages or posts to index or not. Make sure sitemaps are enabled. Make sure images are included. Now what do you have on your website? On this site we don't have posts, we don't have projects, we only have pages. But maybe in your case you have posts or pages, so just enable them what you have on your website. If you don't know if you have posts, just go to your dashboard in a new tab, go to posts, all posts, and you can see if you have posts. In my case, I don't have posts. The same with projects, go to all projects, and you can see we don't have projects on this website. We have 84 pages on this website. We definitely want to send pages in our XML sitemap, but no posts and no projects. Then, if you're using categories, project tags or types, you should select them, or in my case, not select them because I don't have them on this website. If you're using categories, however, for your blog, etc., just enable this one to also include it in your sitemap. Press save and continue. A little bit SEO tweaking, a no index, empty category and tag archives. Very important, keep this on. No follow external links. You should keep this off or else your website is a dead end because no follow external links will tell Googlebot do not follow links that go off your website. But that means your website is a dead end for the internet and nobody likes a dead end in the street. No sir. Open external links in a new tab. Keep this on because when you link out to another website, your visitor is actually gone. And if you open them in a new tab, the chances are that they will be returned to your website. Press save and continue. The basics are ready now, but we're going to set up advanced options. Click on it. Then we have the role manager, which is a really powerful feature. If you are the only person on your website to actually make changes, then you should turn the entire role manager off because you're the only one and you can do everything already. However, if you do have, for example, editors on your website and authors that are contributing to the content on your website, you can turn this on and off what they actually can do on your website. But on this website, we don't have any other users than me and my clients who are both administrators, so we're gonna disable the role managers entirely. Press save and continue. Then we have the 404 monitors, a powerful feature which I really like. Enable this one. It will show you when visitors come from the search engine and they actually bump into a 404 page, which is not good, of course. And also with RankMath comes the Redirections tool. Really useful, so now you don't have to use another plugin to do this for you. So enable this one and press save and continue. Schema markup, keep this enabled because it will add metadata to your website, so you will get rich snippets and more traffic to your website. Now let's configure this. If you have posts on your website, then what kind of schema type should we be using? Just choose the one that fits best. If you're in doubt, then just use article. If you don't have any posts, you can use none. In this case, we're choosing article. They might start blogging, I don't know. Just keep article. And then you can choose a blog post or is it actual news. News is only for news website, of course. Then we have schema type for pages. In our case, our pages should have none because they're not articles. Projects, we also don't have them, so choose none. Then we press save and continue. Welcome to your RankMath SEO dashboard. On the modules dashboard over here, you can actually enable and disable certain modules. If you press on one of these settings of the modules over there, we go to settings page, but we'll be walking through this step by step, so we're not going to do this right now. Go to your dashboard, and the first thing we want to do is actually scroll down and enable image SEO. Enable this, very important. We're going to set this up later on. All right, now we're actually going to configure all the settings of all the modules and of Rank Math. On the left side, you have dashboard and you have analytics over there. If you click on analytics, on this dashboard, you will see your overall optimization of the site analytics over here, your SEO performance over there, the keyword positions over here. And when you click on open report, you will go to these tabs over here. The site analytics is actually saying that we have 0 pages and posts with a good SEO score. We have 9 with fair, 1 with poor, and 111 that has not filled in a focus keyword. Hang on, we'll be doing that later on. When you go to SEO performance over here, you will see how your website is performing on the SEO metrics in Google Analytics. As people will visit your website, these metrics will be filled in. If you go to keywords over here, you can see your top position of keywords. Really great. You go to rank tracker. This only works if you have the pro version of RankMath SEO. When do I advise you to buy this? Well, if you are in a very competitive market and if you really want to have the top 3 position in Google, this could be really useful if you're trying to rank on a lot of keywords. But for the average user, you don't actually need this. Then go to index status. If you upgrade to RankMath Pro, you can actually see if your pages are indexed in Google. But there's another way to see this without RankMath SEO, just straight in your Google Search Console. If you have no idea how that works, no problem, just follow this tutorial and I'll show you step by step how the Google Search Console works and what you can actually do with it. For now, we go to the left side and we go to settings over here. We will walk through all these settings one by one, so no worry, I got you covered. Let's first start with links. The first thing we can do is to skip the category base. If you're using categories for posts, you will see on your website, yourwebsite.com/category and then the category. I really advise you to enable this one so that it becomes yourwebsite.com/your category. Way more cleaner, way more better for search engines. So let's scroll down a little bit. Redirect attachment, keep this on. If you have orphan attachments with no real post or page, it will be sent back to the home website. Keep this way. Make sure this is not enabled. Now, if you're pointing to external images, I don't know why you would have this, but then you can add a no follow link. So the Googlebot will not follow your link to the other website. If you're using a lot of external images, you should turn this on. Most websites, however, never do this, so don't turn this on. And we've already turned this on, so this is great. Press Save Changes. Then we go to the breadcrumbs over here. So if I want to have my breadcrumbs on my website, you could code it in like this, or just use a shortcode over here. You can also use, of course, the Gutenberg block, but in my case, I'm using Divi. So let me show you how this works real quick. We have this beautiful page with a lot of pictures and descriptions. Now I want to have over here, I want to have breadcrumbs. Really easy. We're just gonna create a new row over there. Just simple like this. We're gonna insert a text module and then I'm gonna switch to the text editor and I'm gonna paste in the shortcode of RankMath. And don't forget to change the link color. Go to design, text, links. And we're gonna make this our global deep purple color over here, which is really nice. Press save. I'm going to save this page. And now when I exit my visual builder, you will see that we have this beautiful breadcrumb over here. Of course, we need to style this a bit more, but what the functionality is, now you can also go to the street of all the apartments. Then we are here at the parent page. And you can go back to this one. And then we are here again. And then they can also go to the parent page of this page. Now you can choose your separator character if you want this one, a pipe, or a dot, or something else completely like you want, like this. You can do anything you want. Let's keep it on the arrows. You can choose if you want to have a homepage link and the label, home, or start, or whatever you want over here. This is the link for your homepage. You can add a prefix. Let me show you how this works. The prefix will be added in over here, right there. If you have archives, you will see archives for in your breadcrumb pages. You can change this to anything you want. Also with the search results format, you have searched for. This is only the breadcrumbs. Change this to whatever you want. A 404 label. Here you can choose to hide the post title. So when I hide it, you only see the upper lying things. This can be useful if you have really long titles like this website has. It will show all the ancestors below it. On most websites, we disable this. And the taxonomy name is great, just keep it hidden. Press Save Changes. And then we go to the images over there. You should really add missing alt attributes. Why? Because it's really important for Google to see what this image is all about. Of course, with the AI, they know what the image is about, but you need to add the alt attributes also for people with reading disabilities. How should it work? If you have changed your file names the correct way, I'll show you in a minute how to optimize them, then it could use the file name as a alt attribute. And in a minute we'll be changing all titles from our images. Well, you could add title attributes. I would say don't do it, because when you hover your mouse over the image, it will show the title attributes on most themes. But I never use it on websites and I rank pretty good in Google. If you're in doubt about it, just keep it off. If you actually want to learn more about it, just Google it and look it up. Press Save Changes. Then we go to the Webmaster Tools over there. Here you can add your Google Search Console verification. As I've said before, I don't rely on plugins to do this for me. I just add them inside of my theme, which I think is the best way, or use Google Analytics to verify your website. Let's go to the robots.txt. In here you could change the robots.txt if it's not already there. If it is not writable. What you can do is delete it from your website, and then you can add it over here. In my case, we already created this and this works really great, so we're not gonna change this. If you don't know how to delete your robots.txt file and you're not sure if it's already being configured correctly, then follow this tutorial and I will show you exactly how to do it with FTP. It's completely free, and I'll show you how to set it up from all kind of different hosting companies. Then we go to others on the left side. Headless CMS, well, most websites don't use this. Show SEO scores to visitors. Show SEO score to visitors. Have you ever been to a website where you saw a badge which says, this post rates 9 out of 10 on SEO score? And then we can add content before each post in our RSS feed. Most websites don't use this. If you are a news website with a lot of blogs coming out, you might have another plugin to handle the RSS content. Let's go to blogs over there. If you're using Gutenberg, use this to change the table of contents title. You can change this to, for example, this. However, I like to keep it on this. An ordered list, a numbered, or a none. You could change this whatever you like more, but I like the unordered list for our table of contents. Then you can choose to exclude headings. This is really useful if you're using a lot of headings that you don't want to show in the table of contents. In our case, I want to have all the headings, so we're just not selecting anything. Just press Save Changes. Then we go to htaccess. If you're going to edit it, it can actually break your website, so make sure not to change anything inside of your htaccess if you don't know what you are doing. Let's go to the 404 monitor. This is a really powerful feature and you can put it on advanced if you want to see where they are coming from. And I say that is the whole point of a 404 monitor. So keep this to advanced. The only downside of this is that if you have hundreds of 404 errors, it might increase quickly. If this is a new website, you could easily keep this on advanced. If you have a lot of 404 errors, just keep this first on simple. Fix the most 404 errors and then go back and put it on advanced. Then you can set the log limit, keep it on 100, it's okay. And here you can exclude some paths from your 404 monitor. There might be cases where you want to exclude paths from 404 monitoring, and parameters should be ignored for the most websites. But if you're a developer, you should definitely turn this off. Then we go to redirections over here. Again, such a very nice module, and it makes the use of other plugins I usually use unnecessary. So RegMed, thank you very much. If you want to debug redirections, you can enable this one and then you will see errors instead of being redirected, but only for administrators. Useful if you're running like an affiliate website or something. Most websites don't need this, however. Then we have some fallback behavior. If nothing similar is found, then it will go to the default 404 page, or maybe you want them to redirect to the home page or a custom redirection. If you do this, however, people don't actually know what's going on. They click a link, they go to your homepage, and they don't know, why am I here? Did I click the wrong link? They will search for the page they went from or press the back button and try again. If you show them the 404, then they will see, oh, there's something wrong with this page. Most cases, just keep it on 301, you're fine. And then we have the auto post redirect, which is a really powerful feature. If you enable this one, if you change the slug of a post or page within WordPress, it will automatically create a redirect in RankMath. That is really powerful. If you have changed a post, you get a message from RankMath that this has been saved as a redirection. You can always go back to redirection and change it from there. Then we go to analytics over here. When it's green, everything is working the way it should. So really great. If you don't anonymize IP address, you can do this in Google Analytics by yourself. You don't need RankMath to do this. If you don't do this, like this setting, you actually should ask for cookie placement according to the European law. Then we have the analytics database, so you can see it in your dashboard. 90 days, really great. You can delete it manually or update it manually. Great. You can actually see how much size it will take on your website. The front-end stats bar is actually when you edit pages or posts. Now, this is what they mean with the front-end stats. Either these things, the content IA score, SEO score, and search impressions. And of course, your upsell to the pro version. But you can also just press on this button and then it's been folded up and then it's over here. So you can always click on it if you want to do it. Really useful. Just turn it on or off, whatever you want. And here we're talking about email reports. If you want to receive periodic SEO performance reports for your email, it's very nice to have this one. You receive one every 30 days. How does it look? Well, a little bit like this, but in our case right now we don't have actual statistics because we're just installing RankMath. Keep this on because it's really fun to see. Press Save Changes. Alright, then we go to Content AI over there. Now this is really important to configure. Your default country should be the country of your target audience. In our case, we have an English website for people all around the world who can rent apartments in the Netherlands. So I should keep this on worldwide. However, if we are talking about a website in the Netherlands itself, for example, we should scroll down and pick down the Netherlands. So we have other content IA suggestions and keywords and links to include in the meta. And here you can select the post type where you want to have sophisticated AI suggestions in your post pages or projects. Just keep them on, they're great. Press Save Changes. Alright, well done, we have walked through all the settings. Then we go over here to titles and metas. In this tutorial we will be walking through all these settings on the left side. So don't worry, it might look overwhelming, but I got you covered. This one says to the Google robots who are indexing your website, they will see to index this site. That means show the pages in the search engine, or to no index them. If you put everything on no index, your entire website will not be visible in the search engine. So keep this on index. No follow, no image index, no archive, no snippet. You might see because of the word. You see the keyword here? No. It is not useful to turn this on in the global meta. You could use this on individual pages or posts, but not in the global meta. Just keep it on index. Advanced robots meta are all good, just keep them in there. No index, we already set that up. And then we have a separator character in your title. Before we go on, let me explain you a little bit how this works. Well, this is the title. Then we have a separator over there, and then we have the site title. There it is. So the title is always the one of the post. And of course the meta description below that. So now we have the title of our posts or pages, and then we have the separator and then the website title. Great, just keep it on this one. Let's scroll down. Here we can capitalize all titles, then it automatically the first character of each word. Maybe you want this, so just enable this if you want it. Then we have the open graph thumbnail, really great. Twitter card type, really great. Just keep it this one and press Save Changes. Then we go to local SEO over there. Of course, it's very important to claim your business if you have a local business on Google. If you have not already done so, you should do this at Google My Business. If you don't know how that works, drop it in the comments, then I will make a tutorial special about this one. This is all very good, but now we can also add an email address. Search engine display your email address. This should be something like info at or reply at or back office, or I don't know what you're using for your website. And then you can fill in your address over there. If you do have, however, a local business that you want to, people can actually visit and find you, then fill in out all these things, your addresses and your postal code. That would be great. Here you can change the address format over there and just change it to the way in your country it works. Then you have the business type, your opening hours in 24 hours or 12 hours like this. And here you can set your opening hours for your business. I'm not working on Sunday, so I'm going to remove this and just change it to whatever you want. If you want people to call you, add them in over there. Customer, you can choose all these things, really useful for Google. You can add more numbers if you want. If you're not using any numbers, just press remove and keep this empty. What on earth should you fill in the price range? Well, it's a relative system. So if you fill in $1 sign, it is very inexpensive. If you fill in $2 signs, it's moderate. If you fill in $3 signs, it's expensive. If you fill in $4 signs, it's very expensive. And if you fill in like this, $5 signs, then you're talking about a very exclusive, expensive things. In this case, I'm going with $3 signs because they have cheaper apartments and more expensive apartments, just whatever suits you. Then we have the About page. Click on it and type in the name of your About page. I really think you should have one no matter what your business is. Then you have a contact page. I'm definitely sure you should also have this one. Click on it and add it in. You have the Google Maps API key, it's already filled in. Great, keep it like this. And here you can add your geo coordinates of your business. Press Save Changes. And don't forget that you can also use this shortcode to display the contact information in a nicely formatted way for Google. Yes. Let's go to Social Meta over here. Here you can add your Facebook page URL, your authorship, admin app, secret username for Twitter and additional profiles, if you have them. My client does not have any social media, so we're gonna keep this completely empty. Let's go to homepage. We can change the setting of the homepage in our homepage itself. We'll be doing this in a minute. Then we go to post formats over there. This is kind of the template for how your post SEO information should be built up. For example, the archive titles should be like this. The term, and then you have a word called archives. Then you have the page separator and the site name. In our case, this word great for archives. Just keep it this way, but you can also remove the archives word or to whatever you want it. More info like this, or I don't know, or details, for example, could be like this, whatever you want. Then you have the archive descriptions. Now, standard are the archive pages are on no index, so they won't appear in the search engines. This is a good thing because most archive pages are not intended to rank in Google because you want the pages or posts to individually show up or to have other pages you've created. Really great, keep this on, just press Save Changes. Alright, then we go to authors over here. If you don't have a lot of authors on your website, you're the only one and you're not even blogging or creating posts, then you should really disable them like this. To avoid duplicate content, no index author archives if you keep them enabled. Let's go to the next one, MISC pages over here. And then we have the date archive pages. Again, if you create a lot of blog posts, then this could be useful. If you're not doing it at all, just disable them. By default, these are also no index. They are not for the search engines, they are only for your visitors. In this case, I'm going to disable them, the date archives. Then you have your 404 title, page not found, and then your separator, and then your site name. You can change this to whatever you want. Whatever you want is not that important. The search result title, you can keep it like this, or you can change it like, it's important to prevent search result pages from getting indexed. Really important, keep this enabled. You should keep this disabled and also this one disabled. No index password protected pages. If you have content behind a paywall, this is actually very useful to let it be indexed by Google, so people cannot actually read it completely, but when they click on it, they see the paywall. If you want this content, buy a subscription. So keep this disabled. Press Save Changes. And then we go to post types over there. Over here we can change the template for our posts. Remember, you can change every post or page individually when editing them. We'll be doing that later on, but this is a template that's been used standard for all your posts. In this case, the title is the title, maybe a page, a separator, and the site name. Just keep it like this. This is great. All this is actually pretty good, so we can just keep them on this way. Just click on Save Changes, and then we go over to Pages over there, which is actually exactly the same as Posts, so you can just scroll down, change anything you want. If it's all good, just go to the Attachments. Attachment, we have redirected them, so this is great, keep them on this. Projects, we don't have projects on this website, but it's exactly the same as Posts and Pages. Then we go to Categories, over there on the left side. And the categories is again the same as post, pages, attachments, and projects and tags. Some things you might want to change is, for example, the archives word. It is in every title and you might not want to have this shown up in the search engines. So remember, if you see this word coming back in the search engine result page, this is the place to change it. All is good, let's go to tags over there. Exactly the same as before. If you want to change it, go ahead. If not, keep it. Project categories, the same. Project tags, the same. And then we go to the last one. Below this one, you can see everything generated by your theme. In my case, I have the type. I actually don't know exactly why this has been generated from Divi. Maybe it's just on this website. I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna change nothing about it and just keep it this way. Alright, then the next up is the Sitemap Settings over here. Before we start changing this, you need to know what is a sitemap. If you click on this link, open in a new tab, you can actually see your sitemap. This is the sitemap. In this sitemap we have a page sitemap and it's been last modified on this date. If you click on this one, you will see a list of all your pages with how many images are in them and when it has been last modified. This is very useful information for the search engines. And that's exactly what this is. It is meant for the search engines so they can actually crawl your sitemap and see when it has been changed, how many images are there, and they can just visit your page according to this list. So this is very important. These settings are all good except the include featured image. I would suggest you keep this on, which is also recommended by RankMath. Let's press Save Changes. And then we go to the HTML sitemap over there. You can display it in a shortcode somewhere on your website. Personally, I have never used an HTML sitemap on my website, but you can just keep it enabled. And if you want to show it somewhere on your website, you can use this. Then we go to Pages. They are included. Attachment are all being redirected to the posts or pages that they're from. So this is all good. Projects, I don't have them, so we're gonna exclude them all. You have pages, attachments, projects, taxonomies. I don't have categories on this website because I don't have blogs, so I'm gonna exclude it. If you do have them, keep them enabled. Tags, don't use it. If you do, enable it. Again, and the same, and the same. Press Save Changes. And then we go on the left side to instant indexing. So the instant indexing works with the Index Now protocol. So you can send out the URL to this protocol and different search engines know when, hey, this has been updated so we can efficiently crawl your website. Now you can submit it manually, so you can enter in your URL over here and press submit. Most of the time, this is not necessary. If you go to Settings, you will see that all pages and posts will be automatically submitted to the Index Now protocol API. This is great, just keep it on this one. If you don't have posts, disable it. RankMath has generated your own Index Now API key. And this is on your website only, so this is great. Just keep it like this. The key is over there, so this all works great. If you click on history, you will see what has been sent out. Well, I have changed something in this website, remember, when I added the breadcrumbs. Then we get a response 200. It has been sent out to the Index Now protocol and it has been received that it's okay. You don't need to change anything over here. It all works excellent. Then over here, let's go to the 404 monitor. In here, we can see all the 404s generated by our website. In the 404 monitor, again, you can see all the 404 hits. Most of the time, it's just junk like this when bots are trying to sniff around to see if you're vulnerable for some malicious attacks, no problem over here. Now you can see that I have generated a 404 because I have entered this into my browser. It will be sent out here, so this is really great. I didn't have a refer because I just put it in there. But most interesting is if you have a normal page over here and you have a refer, then we go on the left side, we go to redirections. In the redirections, we can create redirections. Just click on add new. And here you can go from, for example, URL / old. And I want this. I want ignore my case, so if it's uppercase or lowercase, and I want them to go to new URL. Like this. That's actually all. Just press add redirection, and now it has been added to your redirection. So if I now go to old URL / old, I will be redirected to alphabetapartments.com / new URL. It's that simple. And you can, of course, click on it, you can deactivate it, and you can activate it, but you can also trash it, or press on view, and then you can see if it works. Really simple, really easy. Sometimes you need this, most of the times you don't. Now, redirections are very useful if you have changed your URL. You're changing your title of your post or your page, and it already has been indexed by Google. In this way, you will never lose traffic. And then we go to the SEO Analyzer over here. Really great. If we press on Start SEO Analyzer, it will analyze our entire website to see where we can improve and where we need to do some more. This is more a kind of a technical test to see if your website scores good technically. If you scroll down, you can see automatic updates are not enabled on your site. They're hosted with me, so that's perfectly in order, and it will be updated regularly. And if we scroll down, we can see there are the most common keywords. Very interesting. What does RankMath sees where your website is all about, and also what does Google see what your website is all about. We have descriptions, and it works on the home page. We have headings, all works, alt attributes. All these things are great, but we have 84 pages with no focus keywords set. That's not very good. Then we have a mobile snapshot, which is not good. I mean, this title has to be a little bit smaller, so gonna change this later on. Then we have all the canonical tags, no index. All these things are actually really great. Minify CSS. Now, speed is very important for your SEO, but if you want to see how I optimize this website, subscribe to my channel, because in the near future I will release a video how to speed up Divi and this particular website. So performance, we can just skip this because we need to do this. Security, well, RankMath is a SEO plugin and they're not as good in security like a visible plugin. It's not that big of a problem. Your theme is not visible. Everyone can see that I'm using Divi when you look at the source code. So I would ignore all this and just use a real plugin to do your security. And then we also have the competitor analyzer. If you have RankMath Pro, you can run this on your competitors. But if you just look at your competitors closely, you can also see all these things without the analyzer. And then the last option, status and tools. Here we can see a rollback. When RankMath goes rogue, you can also roll back to the previous version. I've never had to use this, so this is actually really great. If you want to have a better opt-in, you can do this over here. Don't do this if you're on a live website and you're not a developer. It's not useful for you. And of course, we can use auto updates. If you don't update your website regularly, I really recommend you to update it automatically. Then we go over here to the database tools. In the database tools, you can clear and delete and remove all kind of different things. On most websites, this is completely not necessary, only if you bump into problems. But the help desk of RankMath will tell you to do so. On the system status tab, you can see how your website is actually performing. Here you can see error logs. If there are errors, they are saved over here. Great. And with the import and export, you can import settings from other websites or other plugins over here. In my case, I don't want to use Yoast anymore, so I'm going to clean it. I press clean. Here you go. Everything of Yoast will be removed out of my database. All done. Really good. And now when I refresh this page, you can see that no plugins are detected with data because we've all deleted it. Alright, you can also create a backup if you're, I don't know why, but you can do it. And then the last one, this one is just a link to rankmath.com where you can ask for help. Alright, well done. We have talked about all the settings. Now let's optimize an actual page to see how RankMath works practically. We're actually going to create a SEO landing page specifically for some keywords to be found. Let me walk you through it step by step so you know how to create an awesome web page that ranks in Google. Let's add a new page to our website. Before we do anything, we go to RankMath over here and we're gonna put in our focus keyword. Determine for yourself on what keywords this page should be found in Google. In this case, I want it to be serviced apartments, but also the keywords Utrecht and Rotterdam, which is very important because there are where the service apartments are. Now I can make a sentence of it like service apartments in Utrecht and Rotterdam, but that will not work. So make sure that your focus keywords should be 3 words maximum and put them in over there. Service apartments in Utrecht, Rotterdam, that will be great. Then we're going to change the title. Add in the title. As we now know our subjects, let's write a title. The title should be your focus keywords on the front. Service apartments in Utrecht and Rotterdam should be the title of our page. Right. Then we click on edit snippet over there. And as you can see now that the title is actually just a little bit too long. Now we can change that, of course. So let's change, we can remove this one. And the title, we can remove this also and type it in ourselves. But now it is still too long. So service apartments, Rotterdam and Utrecht. Oh, it's just a little bit too long. What we also can do, so in this case, we're going to remove the site name and we're going to type it in ourselves. Alphabet apartment, like this. Now it is green. Make sure your title is not too long. This is very important, or else it will be cut off in the search engines and it will not look nice and appealing to click on it. Then we have the title, service apartments, Rotterdam and Utrecht. Then the permalink, very important. This permalink should be your keywords, serviced apartments in here, Rotterdam, Utrecht. And as it is green, it's not too long. It is great, so keep it in the green. And then we have the description. The description is actually very important because you need to click on it. Make sure your focus keywords are in the beginning of the descriptions. But we're also gonna add a little activation words within the description, like this. Beautiful service apartments in Rotterdam and Utrecht. With hotel-like services and home-like atmosphere, you don't want to leave our apartment. So the description should be something like this. You're the only one that can create this, so think about it, put your keywords in there, and when you're finished and it's all green, not too big, this is very important, pixels, because Google search engine doesn't look at the characters, it looks at the pixels, at the width. And when you're all done, you can go here over social and you can actually add another title in this or another image if you want so. And when you're done, you just click on the cross over there. Press on publish over here. And now we're going to optimize this page. As I already have a little bit of content, well, it's not very much. It is just this. As you know, an SEO landing page should be really great at text and images and also, well, titles, of course. RankMath is very well integrated with Divi, so we can just click over here on RankMath and here we are. This is the title. Everything we've already added, really great. But if we now scroll down, you can see over here a checklist. We have different kind of checklists. This is the basic SEO, additional, title readability, and content readability. The first thing is you're using the focus keyword in the SEO title. That is over here, we've already done that. Inside the SEO meta description, that is this one. So we already covered that, really great. In the URL also, really great. Then our focus keyword appears in the first 10% of the content. What do they mean? Well, actually this. This is your 10% apartments, Rotterdam and de Bilt or Utrecht. Always keep in mind that the landing page is not only for search engines but also for visitors. Because they can click on your well-optimized SEO page but they need to see something that's really enjoying them. When they come on this page, they see quality apartments with hotel service in Rotterdam and de Bilt. Let's change that. Now we have this, which is actually exactly what I wanted to rank on. But if we go to RankMath over here, what do you see at the basis SEO? This should all be green, very important for your SEO. Then the last one, content is 129 words long. Consider using at least 600 words. Well, I say we double the words and we enter them in right here. Because when you scroll down and we go to additional, then we have more about the text. So we're gonna create more than 1200 words of text. How are we gonna create it? Well, let's just say I'm a bit lazy. Now, on our SEO landings page, images are very important, but images also carry a lot of SEO weight. How do we do that? So I want this image to appear on the landing page. So we're gonna upload a new image, especially created for this page. The image I'm uploading, the name of the file is already Serviced Apartments in Utrecht and Rotterdam, and this is the Schiedamse Singel 177. Alright, now the first thing we need to do is we're going to title, we're going to copy it and paste it into the alt text over there and press upload image right there. Alright, beautiful. Then we go to design. We're going to make it a little bit rounded corners just for this landing page. Really beautiful. And also a small box shadow. Why not just like this? Beautiful. Again, we're going to use another picture over here because we really want to have people enjoy our serviced apartments. So this one is going away. And this time I'm going to add in just a different title. Quality Serviced Apartments Lombardhof in Rotterdam again. And this is the name. So the title, I'm gonna copy it, paste it also in the alt text over there, upload image. Now we got it over there. Really great, because I'm talking about quality over there and it's also in the image. Great. This is really starting to look at a real great landing page. However, we need more call to actions. So we need to add in a button over there, like this. We'd also click here. So now we have a beautiful button which says check availability and pricing, which is of course really nice to have if you have a SEO landing page. Now we're talking about cost savings. Cost savings of our apartments, with our apartments, of course. Again, another picture. In this case, we're going to use amazing serviced apartments in Utrecht. Why not? What's always really important is to add in beautiful reviews over there. Alright, so I think this is a really neat page. Let's see what our rank mat is talking about, all this content, images and stuff. So let's go to rank mat again. What we see now is the content is 1323 words long. Good job. Right, well done. Then we go to additional. We have still 2 errors. Let's see what it is. The focus keyword is found in the subheadings. Really great. Also in the image alt. But the keyword density is 2.95, which is high. The focus keyword in combination appears 39 times. What you can do to see what keyword is ranking too high is actually to remove these two. And let's see what this one does to our list. Then it is okay. So they say that the word maybe Utrecht. Still okay, though that really cranks it up. And if I also add in Rotterdam, then it would be too much because total it appears 39 times. But apart from each other, they're all good. So keep that in mind when optimizing the page. Then we go to title readability. What we can see is the focus keyword is used at the beginning of the SEO title. And the title, we're talking about this thing over here. Your title doesn't contain a positive or negative sentiment word. Well, you can change that by going into your title and change it to, for example, amazing serviced apartments. However, you'll notice that we're completely in red, so it doesn't really good. But if you close it and when you scroll down, you can now see that it has a positive negative sentiment. It contains a power word, but it doesn't contain any numbers. So what did they actually want? Amazing. And then it should be like 85 amazing service apartments in Rotterdam and Utrecht. Then we're all green. However, that's a great title because they actually have 58 amazing serviced apartments in Rotterdam and Utrecht. However, to actually work that into this page, I'm not really sure. Because I want this page to rank on serviced apartments. So we're gonna remove this one. And we're just gonna keep it this way. But now you know how you can get all green in this one. If you're blogging about a specific subject, this is really useful. Use a positive or negative word, use numbers in it, works great to get people click on it. But for this page, I'm not sure. We go up and then we go to content readability. You don't seem to be using a table of contents plugin. You're using short paragraphs. Yes, we are. and your content contains images or videos. Excellent. Make sure that those are in it. A table of contents, what is this? RankMath says if you're writing a long post, it's essential to make the navigation of the post easier. For example, using Diffie, you could use this one. If you're just creating in blocks, you can use just the RankMath Pro, or you can use the Elementor Pro. It's all inside of those things. If you have a really long blog post, this is very useful if you're actually covering a certain topic. In our case, we're just talking about service departments in Utrecht and Rotterdam. Let's check out the content AI over there. Click on it. You have 5 credits, so when you're all done, press research. What it will does now, it will fetch the search result in Google, and then it will analyze our competitors on the same keywords, service apartments. And then you can see your score. Well, our score is 29 out of 100 because I think it's a little bit too big. So service apartments, let's go service apartment Utrecht. Let's go this one. So these things are really useful if you actually want to optimize your page even further. However, in our case, what the media count is all about is those images over there, and also in those images all count as images. And then we also have the reviews over there, which also count as different images. So yes, this is really interesting, but don't get too hard on yourself to get this really up in the green zone. If you want, you can try to optimize this all together in the green zone and see how it works. A couple of things we can easily change on this website is to make more links go to this page. So your internal link count is very important. If you really want to push this page up in the search engines, make sure to link to this page with the right text, with the right content and the right anchor keywords to link out to this text. One of the easiest way to still do this is just go into your text somewhere here. And when you have in your text, you have something about serviced apartments, just make it a link to the other page. If you have any questions or you just want to say thank you, Matt, drop it down in the comments. I'll always reply. Hit that like button if I helped you out and subscribe if you want to see more WordPress related videos. And also check out this video. It's completely over optimized. It's really over optimized.